What's up, YouTube? It's Trader A coming back to you with another video recap. I am going to try to make this as quick as possible. This is the second time I'm doing this video. The first time it did not record. I do not know why, but I want you all to have this recap. I want to continue to share my journey, especially now that I do have my trading coach. So first, I'm just going to hop right into the charts and show you the two trades that I took today. Just briefly going over it. My coach came up with a plan for me to increase my discipline, and it's basically only trade one account, only take two trades, only using 2 micro contracts. And today he added an exit criteria, so we'll get into that a little bit later, but let's just jump right into it. And I'll just go over the trades that I took. Now, a defined setup for me would be something like this. I basically trade pullbacks. So here we basically have this 21 or 20 moving average heading in a downtrend. So for me, a good trade would be an impulse move to the downside and then pull back into the moving average. So then I would enter a tick below that signal bar that went into the moving average. So I did not take that trade. So here we are continuing on the downside after some considerable consolidation, but yet we do seem to have a pullback into the moving average, either this bar or this bar. So going a tick below there will give me a good entry here. Unfortunately, my short wasn't until here, and it went down a little bit, but then it came back against me, and I ended up exiting here. So basically I was stopped out a little bit above my entry, so that was a loss. So then price went back above the moving average, came back below the moving average, and for some reason I got in the trade again. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was thinking, well, I'm just getting back into my trade now. But clearly it wasn't a setup. It wasn't a pullback into the moving average based on any kind of a trend. So I'm just gonna mark this as a jump in trade. It really wasn't based on a defined entry criteria. So that was me not following my plan. So that is that. So as a part of what I'm supposed to do, once I have, I've gone over the trades. Now I fill out my daily report card on TradeZilla. So this is my daily report card for today, July 16th. These are the goals, are my rules. Traded only one account. That is, I did that so I could check that off. Only trade 2 micros, no adding. I did that. Followed my entry criteria for defined setup only. I think I did it on the first trade, but definitely not on the second trade. Unfortunately, I did not do it correctly on the second trade. So I'm just going to put, just to be sure, I'm going to put an X for this one. I'm going to put a big X on this one. Okay, next, followed my exit criteria. So this one is new. So I did meet with my trading coach today, and he did implement a new goal or rule for me. It gave me an exit criteria. So my entry criteria is just based on one of my defined strategies, but my exit criteria, he helped me to come up with something just to try to keep me from over managing and having too much activity that could lead me into tilting. So basically, I have 2 micro contracts per trade. I am to exit the first contract at 1 hour, bring my stop to break even, and then exit the second contract at 2R. Now, I did haggle back and forth with him, wanting to have more of a trailing stop after the 1R. However, we both decided that based on my particular issues which are going on tilt, overactivity, then it would be better for me to really have a basic, simplified strategy or process that I can stick to just for the sake of being able to stick to a process. If I say I'm going to do step A, step B, step C, in the long run, it's just best that I am just able to follow steps A, steps B, step C, because that's where I get into trouble, is over managing things, having too much activity, too much manipulation of the entire trading situation. So that will be a new rule we can hopefully get into more on tomorrow. Only 2 trades allowed per day and done. So I did that. Okay, what I learned and improved upon today. Of course, it's much stressful. I don't think I'm going to blow the account, but I do still have a lot of work to do with execution, because, I'm still not getting the best executions. All right, I need to be more patient to wait for the defined setup. One thing we talked about today, my trading coach and I, is that it's cheaper to stay in the first trade versus hopping in and out of the same trade. So I have found myself doing that. That's been a big problem, hopping in and out of a trade, kind of waiting for it to maybe break out when it's really just caught in chop or consolidation. And if you, which I've done, continue to get in and get out, you're taking more than just a haircut. I mean, you're getting shaved completely. So you're getting the Brazilian. So we don't need that. So it's best just to, if you're in the trade, stay in the trade based on a defined exit criteria versus hopping in and out of the trade, because that will definitely cost. It'll also cost on the mental side of things, because I do find those are times where I tend to go into tilt, especially if you're hopping in and out the same trade and it's in consolidation. So it's really not going anywhere, and you're always doing the opposite of what the price is doing. So it would be cheaper just to stay in your trade and wait and see where it's going to break out. You're either right or wrong, and let that be, and then of course just wait for the next setup rather than hopping in and out of that same setup that really hasn't gone anywhere yet, because the market may be consolidating at that time. So my easiest money trade of the day would be my 21 moving average bounce. They didn't go well for me today, but that would be it. Okay, how did I do following the rules? I only took 2 trades. I only took 2 micros. I did not follow a defined entry criteria for the second trade. Okay, so those are things I need to work on. And so I will work on those things. So I'm going to hurry up and hop off. I hope all of you guys are doing well, and I'll continue to keep you updated on this journey. I don't know what my coach will have in store for me for next week, but it looks like just managing these 2 little micros for 2 little trades is enough for me to try to work on for the rest of this week. So I hope everybody's doing great, and trade safe and trade well. Catch you on the next one.